BammerTV.
What's up, Bammerland? Welcome back to BammerTV, and today we are going to discuss the differences between hemp and marijuana. Now, a lot of people will classify cannabis as either hemp or marijuana, stating that one produces THC and one produces CBD, but the differences and similarities between the two are actually a lot different than you would expect them to be. So hemp is either generally known as a male cannabis plant or a cannabis plant that produces more CBD than THC. Now, even though this is true, and they also have other uses like, manufacturing paper, alternative fuels, hemp rope and hemp wicks. So what exactly is hemp? So hemp in the industry is actually the term used for a cannabis plant that produces less than 0.3% THC by dry weight. Now, what that means is if you have 1 gram of cannabis and it tests and you break it down into its components and you test it out and it comes back with less than 30 milligrams of THC in that 1 gram, that is less than 0.3%. So now that cannabis flower is considered to be hemp flower instead of marijuana. Now, what is marijuana? So it is the exact opposite of hemp. It is a cannabis plant that produces above 0.3% THC by dry weight. Typically, marijuana as we know it will produce anywhere between 15 and 30% THC. Now, the marijuana plant is also the plant that a lot of people are growing right now. They're trying to get their own home grow going with different nutrients and things like that. And that's another way that marijuana and hemp differ. Hemp, a lot of growers will let grow a little bit more wildly because they're going for the total output of the plant, as in they process the entire plant and only derive it for CBD and or fibers. Cannabis plants, you're trying to go for a wider spectrum of the cannabinoids, such as THC, THCA. So the reason that these plants have been cultivated is different for each one. Now, I also want to mention that cannabis itself, it can be broken down into 3 subspecies, which I covered last week, and they are sativa, indica, and ruderalis. Now, understand this, there are hemp strains in all 3 subspecies. Hemp, like I said, is only a cannabis plant that produces less than 0.3% of THC. So essentially there can be hemp varieties of all 3 subspecies of cannabis. So much like marijuana as we call it, hemp has been bred specifically for its output of CBD and or fibers. So these strains have been as thoroughly crossbred as many of the cannabis strains are today. They just are focused more on the CBD, and science has proven CBD, no matter where it's derived from, is still the same CBD. All of that being said, those are the major differences between hemp and marijuana, or regular cannabis as you might call it. I hope you guys learned something today. I definitely didn't know the actual answer to this until a couple of days ago, so I'm very happy to relay this online. Thank you guys very much, and I hope you guys tune back in. Remember, for everything else weed and weed related, keep it here on BammerTV.